Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today on this opportunity, we would like to inform you and talk about the stuff, about the things that known as passport. With me, Sharifa Afranovianti. You can call me Afra, and I'm from International Relations from class Public Speaking English 3 B2 with my partner.
I'm Nafika Rahma. You can call me Nafi. I'm also from International Relation, English 3, Public Speaking, Class B2. And now we have three main points to talk here. The first is what is passport, and the second is what it's for or the function of the passport. And the last thing is how to get or make a passport.
So the first, before we go too far away, I would like to talk about the definition of the passport itself. Passport is an official document issued by the competent authority of a country. So basically, passport is help us to make easier to go to the other country around the world. And then the passport is contain the identity of the holder, such as the photo of the holder, and then the date of birth, place, and then we have the nationality, and then the gender. And as we know, passport is also giving information about the last trip that we already done or already do. So for example, if last year I'm go to Malaysia and this year I want to go to Thailand, when I'm arrived to Thailand, the officer from Thailand will know that last year I'm on Malaysia. And then after that, passport, it's also used when arrive at Taiwan, for example, the officer will stempling or giving segel by the visa. So I will legally became a legal person when I visit the other country. And then basically I have one here, if you can see this. And then in the front, we can see the Republic Indonesia. And then in it, we can see there is my face and then the type of passport and then country code, full name, then my nationality, my birthday, and then there are date of issue, my place of birth, and then date of expiry, and then issuing office, and then the last one we have the number of regular. So it's very important, especially for the one who became from the student of international relation. And why it become important things, I guess Nofi as my partner will explain why.
Okay, now I will explain why passport is an important document. Passport is an international travel document that it support us when we are stay in another country. With a passport, we can enjoy a public facilities in that country. Passport is also a proof that we are protected by the state while we are staying in another country. Passport is an important document that it also a requirement for a student exchange and international scholarship program. Because as you know, there's a lot of student exchange and international scholarship program that is organized and found by a foreign party that they require a possession of a passport as the requirement to join their program. And also as the international relations student, we will face a lot of student exchange and international scholarship program. And for that, if we want to join those program, we have to prepare our passport. Now, as you know, passport is a really important document. That's why we have to know how to make or get a passport. And Afra will explain how to make or get a passport.
Thank you, Novi. So we already know that passport is very important. So how can we get it? How can we make our own passport? So we suggestion you there are some steps. First is make email. And if you don't want to make a new email, you can also use your own email that you already used it before. And then the second one is choose the immigration office. It will be better if the immigration office is more near with your house, because we don't want to waste our time at road just to get to the immigration office. And then we also need to choose the arrival time, so the officer at the immigration office know when we're gonna come. And then the third one is save our printout QR. So this point will help us to know where our position when we want to make and to go to the immigration office. And then the last one is come to the immigration office. After all that registration onlinely done, we need to go to the immigration office to do some interview and fill some data about our identity. And then after that, after all of that is done, we need to take a picture for the passport, and then at the end we need to pay about 350, and then we can come again to the immigration office 3 until 5 days, and then we can get the passport, of course. And then while interview, the officer will ask about the purpose of your passport. And in this case, of course, as the student of international relation, we need to say that we need that because we need to do some exchange, I guess. So our passport is going to record it as the passport for education. And then there are some documents that you need to have. There are such as like card family, and then our identity card, and we know that as KTP atau kartu tanda penduduk. And then also we need to give our certificate, and then after that all is done. Maybe it sounds like complicated, and if you don't want to do onlinely, you can also come to the immigration office immediately, and then the officer will help you there and get what you needed. At the end, I will give it back to Novi.
Okay, we move to the last part is the conclusion. So passport is an important document that contains our personal data as well as our travel record. In a passport, we can find our personal data like name, date, place, and place of birth, address, nationalities, and others. That's why if we lose or damaging our passport, we must pay for some fine. And for making a new passport, if you lose your old passport and try to make a new one, it will gonna be more complicated than the first time you're making it. With a passport, we can use the public facilities in another country. Passport also a proof that we are protected by our state, by our country while we are staying in another country. With a passport, we can prove our credibility before entering another country, because as you know, as Afra already explained, that before we make a passport, we have to do some interview and explaining the reason why we have to make a passport. And passport is also a proof of a cooperative relation between countries. Because if a country has a bilateral cooperation with another one, they will make an agreement and make cooperation by making a free visa so that both citizens from both countries can freely visit each other. If both countries have this agreement or cooperation, it can help a lot by growing some sector, especially economic sectors, by tourism or maybe international business. And as an international relations student, we must have a passport, because passport is an important document and it's also a requirement for a student exchange and international scholarship program. Because there's a lot of international student exchange and scholarship program that is organized and found by the foreign party that they want us to have passport before joining their program. That's why I really wanna tell you that passport is a really important document. Next to Afra.
Okay, so if you really like traveling, and then if you especially a student from international relation, I really highly recommend you to have this book because this is very important. Okay, the last that I could say, we're sorry for our mistake, and would like to say thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya.
Waalaikumsalam.